Alright, so I'm doing my first Sunday Funday book review, and I will be reviewing 2 books. Like I said, I have been wanting to do this for a while. I know I mentioned before for like 2 weeks I was going to do this, and then it never happened, but I'm here now. Anyways, so I'm going to get right to it. So I was going to tell you guys before that I am going to do more book reviews and movie reviews, and sometimes dabble into the world of mysteries that are maybe solved or not unsolved. So I did promise to also talk about Pamela Anderson's book, Love, Pamela. I got to meet her at the Toronto Indigo bookstore, where if you bought a copy you could get a book, so I was definitely going down for that. I found out from her social media one day that she was going to be doing a book signing, so I figured I would go. I got a picture, and it's not the best picture of me, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's kind of a downgrading moment for myself, the way I looked. She looked fantastic, but I looked not good. I was like, damn, this picture sucks, but hey, it is what it is. At least I got the picture and I got to meet her, and I wanted to show you guys while I'm here. She signed this for me, and she put 3 L's in my name, so that's kind of a cool keepsake. So I'll get into the review on this. Love, Pamela. So it definitely dives into all sorts of topics, very much public knowledge of what she's went through, and maybe speculation of pardon me, speculations of things that happened in the media that she maybe wanted to confirm and kind of put to a rest. It almost feels like her movie that she did release shortly after this on Netflix. It definitely does give the same vibe, because when I read the book and then watched her movie, there was a lot of similar stories from this book into the movie. That's why I always say, like, the movie version is kind of just like the book, because they both pretty much came out at the same time, and I like to think that the book gives a little more insight and detail than the movie does. There was a couple things that I did notice in the book that were maybe missing, or perhaps on purpose missing, because I have been an avid fan and kept up with her body of work for quite some time over the years, and there was a couple things that she didn't mention in the book that I thought she definitely was going to mention, but it went unsaid. That being said, she does dive into the topics of Tommy Lee, which she did date and marry, and dives into her other relationships, and also gives a variety of poems, I must add. What I like about it is that she does give quite a bit of information on what led her up to getting the whole Playboy gig. And I think if you follow Pamela, you know by now. And it was great to see that she was speaking about Hef in a good light, because I feel like the last couple of years his image has been tarnished by certain things, but that's just a personal opinion of mine. The book Love, Pamela did come out a little while ago, so I am late on the review, but it does dive into the Tommy Lee topics, the tape that she didn't want to partake in, or something like that. It's very hard to read in between the lines. I'm confused on the whole tape aspect, but I'm just going to leave that comment out of respect for her. I'm not going to really dive into that, but it really also dives into, you know, her pedo work, everything that's been basically public knowledge, and I think she's just adding her own personal spin and narrative, and kind of confirming all the things in between the years that might have been hearsay or rumors. And she really does give a good encounter of a lot of the things. I did not much enjoy the book, I'm not going to lie. was hoping it would be like one of those books that I couldn't stop turning the page. I love you, Pamela. I've been supporting you for many, many years, and I'll probably still buy your cookbook, but I preferred the movie because, like I said, in the book it didn't dive into certain topics, and I feel like the movie did dive into those topics. Well, a couple of them, and I even feel like the movie missed out on a couple things, but maybe that's out of respect for certain people, and she just wanted to tell certain aspects of her life and maybe not put everything out there, but just things that were maybe public knowledge. I did not hate the book. It wasn't completely boring, mind you. I did enjoy it because it was Pamela related, but it was not very catching my attention and intriguing me very quickly. There is a variety of poems as I'm glancing through this again. Again, this would be like a 3.5 out of 5 for me, this book. It was not bad. The movie version, if you're too lazy to really read this book or don't want to get it, you can watch your movie on Netflix. It pretty much gives the same encounter as this book. This book has a little more details and in-depth of other stories that do go on, but the movie's pretty good as well. I do find that her sons have kind of revamped her career in the last couple of years, and it was really great to meet her in Toronto when I got this book signed. I told her when I first met her that I really appreciated what she had to say about us natives. In the first chapter, actually, she mentioned us and said something really amazing, and if you read the book, then you already know. I won't dive into that, but it was really nice to get some acknowledgement from such a big public Canadian figure, and for it to be the first couple sentences of her first chapter in this book. So there was a lot of hype about this book when it first came out. I do remember this. When it first came out, there was a lot of hype. Now, before I dive into my Sinkhole review, I wanted to tell you guys I got this Poppy drinks. It's like, let me read it. Hashtag soda's back. 5 grams of sugar or less. No fake stuff. Natural caffeine. And this is obviously not sponsored. This is just a review I'm going to be doing on this. I seen this at the grocery store, and I'm embarrassed to say how much I spent on this. But if you're wondering, it's a 4-pack for $10, and I'm a sucker for stuff like that. I'm like, hey, let's see if it's new. Maybe it might be good, maybe it might not be. But I'm going to test one of these out right now, just to see what it's like, see if it's like a different kind of soda. Or as Canadians, we call it pop. Okay, and they're actually big size cans. I thought they were going to be the thin ones. So, this is what it looks like. I'm pretty pumped to try something new. I mean, but for $10, I mean, damn. This better be some good soda. I have high hopes it will. So let's give it a review, a little mini review taste test here. Definitely got a very nice, smooth, natural flavor to it, because I've had natural flavor pops to it. Yeah, I like it. It's like a 4.5 out of 5 for me. I definitely enjoyed the taste. It doesn't have a weird aftertaste. It tastes like a regular pop, but natural, and I don't mind natural because I'm trying to get on a more natural remedy. I do drink a lot of caffeine drinks, like energy drinks and coffee, and mind you, they are very pleasurable to the taste buds in my mouth, but sometimes they're not always healthy, so I like to look for alternatives once in a while. So when I seen this there for $10, I thought, hey, what a steal, 4 cans of pop. I'm just playing, but if it's natural and it's not gonna like make me break out, then hey, cheers to you. Poppy mini review to you guys. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5. That's almost a 5, so that's pretty good. I like the natural taste. You can definitely distinguish the taste between a regular pop and a natural pop, and it definitely has that, and it's got a good flavor. It could be a tad more sweeter. That's why I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Would have gave it a 5, but I'm just looking for it to be a tad bit more sweeter, but not by much, guys. So this is what it looks like if you guys ever do see it in the grocery stores. Not sure if they carry it where you guys are, but for the viewers at home, this is what it looks like. Alright, so I'm gonna get into 2 more reviews because I did promise to do another review after this book review because I have been late on doing my Sunday Funday book review, and this is the other book I read, Sinkhole by John Wayne Communal. I really do like his books. This is my second book I've been reading of his, and every time I do read them, I'm just quite fascinated every page I read. I just wanted to look right here and see the one chapter where it starts off to be pretty interesting. Just so you guys at home, if you get the book, it is chapter 6, page 26. John Wayne Communal. Am I saying that right? Yes, I am. So, anyway, chapter 6, page 26. This is crazy, hilarious. It's there's a quote in here I wanted to read to you guys. I specifically marked this, but I don't think I can say it. It is quite the comedy part. I mean, there's some comedy parts in here that are kind of risque and pushing the limit for humor, which I'm here for. It almost reminds me at times of a John Waters kind of writing scenario for comedy. Just trying to fix my hat there for my Just a Frenzy logo. So chapter 6, page 26 is where I also wanted to mention is where it gets good. It very much gets page turning after that. In chapter 7, it really starts to get into the whole story in general. And if you're wondering what Sinkhole is about, now let me tell you. I will read you the back of the cover so you can kind of get a vibe of what it's about. Now, before I get into my review on this, I randomly discovered this book one day when I was, of course, shopping for DVDs online on a random website. So I decided to go through their book section, and I seen this, and I seen John Wayne Communal. There we go. So I seen his book there, and I was like, hey, this looks kind of like an SRS kind of movie, but in a book form. And I also thought maybe it has like a full moon vibe to it, because I do like full moon movies as well. That was pretty much the whole reason I think I was on this website, was to look at some cheesy B-rate movies or some kind of thrillers. So anyways, I stumbled upon this book. I ordered it. It was really cheap, and after I got this book, I ordered more and more books, and he's quite hilarious, let me tell you. So the book review on this is definitely a 5 out of 5. It's not only a comedy, it is also a horror movie, it feels like, when you're reading it, because some of the very detailed graphic context of some of the kill scenes in this book are pretty great, and I'll read the back to you since I'm jibber-jabbering. I'm really excited to do this one. After the hurricane, Reggie and Betsy discover a portion of their backyard has begun to sink. The ground will open up and swallow their house sooner rather than later. Reggie calls the local city to come fix it, but push back from the local sheriff slows the process down by a day. Come nightfall, the power goes out, the sinkhole opens, and a very big busload of ghoulish children crawl to the surface for the first meal in 52 years. So that was pretty much what grabbed my attention when I was reading the description of what the book was about on the website. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy this book, and it's about 86 pages long, which I found it to be a great, easy read. You know, the characters in this are Reggie and Betsy, and they're like an old southern type of couple, I would say, and they're kind of always inside of the house together. She's always like bicking and barking about the stupidest crap to him, and he's just sitting there taking it like a good husband, and she seems to be more concerned with, you know, her cat she has, because there's a character in the book which her cat seems to be playing like a small character in the book. She seems to care more about her cat than her relationship with her husband, and she's building this cat house and focusing more on this cat house as there's a sinkhole in the back of her house, and basically Reggie wants to kind of put all this dirt and all this shit over the sinkhole to kind of tame it down and fix it, and he's at wit's end and doesn't know how to fix the sinkhole because it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So he calls the local sheriff, and the local sheriff is the one that has basically had an affair with his wife Reggie. So that definitely gets very interesting. So he has no choice but to call. And what I like about how this is written is the fact that you almost feel like when you're reading it, it's definitely in Reggie's point of view throughout the whole book, which is kind of a great twist for me. I like reading books like that. It's the Reggie character's really going in depth and detailed about like what's going on in his home. Like there's this hurricane, and you know he's trying to get this tornado, and it's like this curse of these children coming up. And so anyways, he's like a homebody just doing whatever he can, and what I like about this is that he's almost like afraid to do anything in his house. Like he's almost afraid to make like the slightest noise or even make a cup of coffee because it might irritate his wife. So he kind of thinks ahead in time and goes, I'll maybe do this and that so I don't piss her off. And she's really kind of like a bitchy character that's always nagging on him about the stupidest things, and it's quite a comedic relationship that they have, which was really entertaining because the first, I want to say, 28 pages I was just laughing and couldn't stop laughing, and it was very well laid out from start to finish. It was one of these horror books, mind you, I just couldn't stop reading, and I had to take a break from it because I had some personal things going on, but when I did get back into it, I was very much excited, and I started laughing again. So at the beginning it does start out kind of comedic, but kind of gets into this suspenseful, well, what's going on in his backyard. He has to fix this sinkhole, and there's this curse about all these demented, demonic looking children that are going to come up. And throughout the book, Betsy is basically his wife and his only person that he knows. And she has a cat. Like we said, she cares more about her relationship with her cat than her husband. And if you do read the book, you will laugh at that. Think of me in those scenes when she's barking at him. Like he's saying something like, I'm going off topic, but he's saying something like, you know, there's something going on outside. I hear some noises, and she's like, you didn't hear nothing. You heard shit. You heard nothing. You know, just go back to your business. And you can really envision these characters. Like it almost feels like people I would know that act like this, like an old couple. And I have met women in relationships that were older that do care more about their cat than their old man. So very good job to you, Mr. John Wayne. I will be doing another book review on yours, and as I was discovering John Wayne here, I noticed he had quite a few other books and had some very, very neat merchandise, so I logged onto his website, and I'm very happy he has a website. It's John, what is it here? I'm gonna have to make sure I don't get it wrong. I know it's something easy. Well, it's johnwayneisnotdead.com if you are interested in buying any of his books. I hope you do, because he is hilarious. I've been reading his books for quite some time, and I don't know, maybe you might not like it, but I found it to be just absolutely hilarious from start to finish. I hope you guys definitely do consider getting some of his books, because they are pretty much out of this world. The comedy aspect is very good here. Now, I just wanted to make sure, just give me a moment. Well, I'll look that up before I go, but however, this is it. Go on Amazon or wherever, or even maybe go on his website and look him up, because he is fantastic. And I wanted to do another review for you guys on maybe this movie you guys have not heard of, Among the Shadows. That's right, we're doing a slow-mo here. Great cover art is what really attracted me to really getting this movie. Go figure, that's why these companies make good cover art for suckers like me. So this is a Lindsay Lohan movie, if you're wondering. Among the Shadows, it's werewolves versus vampires, action-packed is what one of the critics say. And I'm telling you, this is not a bad little movie here. Lindsay Lohan is in it. I did want to mention that this is one of her more underground movies, which is kind of odd, being such a big actress of sorts, that her movie would be remotely even underground. And I'm trying to find another actor here that I did keep up with. Oh, John Hugh Kelly is in it as well. I have watched a couple of his films before and some of his other art pieces, if you will. Because, you know, movies are art in some sense. And I wanted to say this movie is, again, underground. Most people probably haven't even heard of this Lindsay Lohan movie. And I stumbled upon it one day just being bored. Of course, trying to look for new movies online. And I will read you some of the back of it so you know what the movie's about, and if you're even interested in maybe wanting to view it. So Christy is a private eye with a secret. She descended from werewolves. When her uncle is murdered, she is hired to investigate his death and discovers a political conspiracy that goes right to the top. She must unravel the mystery of his death. Her skills, all while the time trying to keep her true werewolf nature a secret. Among the Shadows is an action-packed werewolf movie with a difference that will keep you guessing until the very end. So when I watched it, I wanted to say the art photography and the backgrounds were really good. There's a lot of blue backgrounds you will notice in this, very much so. This is what the back looks like, and this is the UK DVD that I did buy, and I have more copies at justafrenzy.com if you're interested in getting one of these. I have them up for $10 with free shipping for a limited time. I'm also doing a revamp on that website, very much coming soon. I hope you guys do consider getting a keychain there. And I don't know, get a keychain for your boy, for me, and it will help me get to where I need to go. And if you want to perhaps buy an autograph there, I do have some autographs, and not only do I have keychains and autographs, but I do have this Lindsay Lohan movie there. Now, before I leave this review here, I wanted to say this was like about like a a 4.5 out of 5, like almost a 5, but not a 5. And I will explain it. Lindsay was in it for dibbles and dabbles. She did play one of the main characters, and even though she was in it for dibbles and dabbles, those dibbles and dabbles really did somewhat get to the gist of the end of the movie, if you will. So I'm very glad I stumbled upon it, because I do usually like to watch some of her movies. Most of them are not misses, they're usually hits. A lot of them are comedies, I noticed she does, so it was kind of cool to see her do something a bit more different than what she's been known for, because I have been seeing her I have been, following her career and noticed that, what was that other movie? I Know Who Killed Me, and that was a good movie as well. A lot of people did not like that movie when it first came out, and that might be maybe the case with this, Among the Shadows. I found it to be good. You guys might not, but everyone has an opinion, and I like to think that this whole video is just an opinion. I always like to say that. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I really do hope you enjoyed my movie review. This pop is not so bad. I don't know, have you guys ever tried this pop or ever even seen it in your grocery store? Again, the taste could have been just a smidge sweeter on that product, if anybody is wondering what their pop is like. And if you like natural pops, then I say, hey, go for it. And before I go, I wanted to tell you guys one more thing. I will be doing Sunday Funday reviews more often. Well, it'll be Sunday Funday book reviews, and one will be Playboy related and one will not be Playboy related. But before I go, I wanted to mention these infamous sunglasses. If you guys have remembered them from back in the day, I have mentioned this in my other video before when I wore these. I am bringing them back, so I'm working on that. JustAFrenzy.com for right now is going to be doing a relaunch in the middle of August, so I would hope that you guys would get some of these and maybe some keychains and help me out that way. That would be great. I'll ship them out shortly after payment. Sometimes we get slow around here and they might not make it out until a week, but hey, you will get a freebie if you do have to, wait under those circumstances. So this and this are both worth the money, especially this one, because I got to meet Pamela that day. I mean, not many people can say they got to meet Pamela. So if you're wondering, on a side note, what was she like to meet and how was she? She was very nice. You gotta remember, these book signings are like very short. When you meet them, they're like only about maybe a minute. You get to talk to them and get your book signed. So, I also did mention that she did put 3 L's in my name, which I thought was great. And I also gave her a really cool present. That was a pair of sunglasses, ironically. Not my pair of sunglasses though, but I did give her a nice pair of designer sunglasses, just as a way to make my 30 seconds to maybe a minute impression, really last. And what was great about meeting her, it was, I think, me and a couple other people, like 2 other people, I should say, we were the last batch of people to really meet her. So I was like the third last one to meet her. So I'd like to think towards the end that made a better impression. And I really told her that I like what she said about us natives. She's from Canada, so she knows more of some of the politics going on around here. And I know she's a big hit in the States, but here in Canada she's a much bigger deal. When I went to go to the book signing, there was a huge turnout. There was quite a few people there, and I was kind of overwhelmed when I was there. There was a vast variety of multicultural people there. So many people, a variety, you name it, they were there. And it always amazes me, being a little bit older, when I met some of the other fans, there was like 19-year-olds there waiting to meet her, and I'm going, damn, that's cool. She's still making an impact with the young kids around here nowadays. So I thought that was great that there were so many different ages as well of people that wanted to meet her, and I couldn't help but be almost overwhelmed by all the love that she was probably getting, and everybody was hooting and hollering and excited when she came out. And it's a shame that some of these book readings, that if you've been to some, you know that you only get like maybe a minute in total to just say hi, get your book, and you know they kind of just like move on to the next one. And I wasn't even supposed to get a picture with her, because usually at book signings you're not supposed to get pictures. So one of the staff from Chapters, I call it Chapters, it's called Indigo now, whatever the shit, but one of the staff was there, and I said, could you just like quickly get me a picture? And like I would be forever grateful. Like I came all this way, I did not want to not get a picture. So she said, give me your camera real quick. So she got me one. I would show it to you, but it's over there sitting on my shelf. I look like, you know, not good at it. So I'm not in the biggest rush to show my half-ass bad selfie. It's half-ass because of me, not because of Pamela. And I feel like a Z-lister. Like, you know, like I couldn't even get like an up-close and personal shot selfie. It had to be like one of me standing from afar and her in the background. But I was like, hey, you know, good enough. Like, shit. That is pretty cool though. It's like a keepsake. I can always like say, hey, yo, I met Pamela Anderson a long time ago, which was only last year. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this and you are maybe curious about this Lindsay Lohan movie, I mean, let's be honest, if you've watched a lot of Lindsay Lohan movies, I'm pretty sure you probably haven't stumbled upon this, and maybe you have, but this is the UK DVD, by the way, so if you are considering buying one from my website, justafrenzy.com, just realize they do work in all regional DVD players, and if you're a super nerd, then you know that they do work in some Blu-ray systems. So that rant is over, but justafrenzy.com if you want some. We got quite a few in stock. We can't give them away if we wanted to. So anyways, if you enjoyed my video and this book, long story short, if you're too lazy to read it, because it is quite significantly just a little bit longer than the other book, Sinkhole. It is over 228 pages, but if you're not in the mood to read this book, I suppose you could always go and just watch the movie she has on Netflix, because it's pretty much the same, just gives the same vibe and energy of the book. Although, like I said, it does miss some parts, just like the book as well. Sinkhole, if you want to laugh and read something different and unique, this is definitely it. I'm going to be reviewing 2 more Playboy books coming up, well, in different segments on my channel here, but I'm very excited to do my next book review, because I will do one Playboy and one not Playboy. So the one I have coming up is another John Wayne book. I'm going to do a review, and he has quite a few reviews, and there's quite a few Playboy books. I mean, he has quite a few books, and there's quite a few Playboy books, so it's your guess to know which one I will be doing next. And I like to pick books that are maybe not perhaps, you know, known about or talked about as much, or you know, that don't, or maybe you don't even know about them. Obviously, a lot of people knew about the Pamela book, but you might have not known about this one. So Sinkhole, please go get a copy from his website. That would be great. I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning into my rambles, and I definitely did enjoy my talk, because it is all natural. So go get one. Go get some Poppy. Oh geez, that's gonna be a hit with the ladies. Poppy, give me a Poppy. Like, I don't know, the name is not very, I don't know, is it kid friendly? It could be kid friendly, but regardless if it's not kid friendly, it tastes magnificent. So please consider get one day. It's a 4 out of 5, and these guys should know this channel is not PG. I'm talking about Playboy models. They also gotta realize adults drink their shit as well. So if you're interested, maybe get a can and tell me what you think. I mean, I think it's like a 4 out, almost a 5. Like I said, it could be sweeter. Yes. So John Wayne is dead. If you want to get a copy of this book, and the sodas, I'm sure you can get anywhere. And this you can't get anywhere, but you probably could. But support a small guy and get it off justerfrenzy.com. I sound like such a promotional WH0RE. You can't blame me. I have quite a few copies, like I said, and we can't even get rid of them if we wanted to. Like, we could literally just throw them down the street. Not because it's a bad movie, it's just we just have so many and nobody's buying them as of current. So I'm going through a bit of a trouble scenario. Like, I'm having to move and needing extra expenses. So if you wanted to get a copy, we'll maybe include a couple keychains. Maybe one of them might be a Freddy keychain. Maybe one of them might be a Ghostface keychain. But whatever the case is, I've been rambling trying to end this intro for like how long now. If you're interested in these two books, John Wayne is Dead.com, and I'm assuming you can just get this anywhere. Just go research it. Again, I find the movie is a lot better. It's more in depth and gets right to the point. The book just kind of drags on with certain personal details that were just kind of like, let's get to the point. But anyways, I rambled, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'll be bringing these back soon, very soon, when my website does finally fucking relaunch. I'm hoping soon. So if you do want to get a keychain before it does shut down sometime in mid-August, that would be great. Can't wait to do my next review on his book. So if you enjoyed my Gab Fest, I don't know, is this a Gab Fest, an unofficial YouTube podcast of sorts? And I wanted to say everything in this video is just an opinion on these books, just a personal perspective, and a Sunday Funday book review. This is what it's all about. So I better shut the F up now and let you all go. I'm hoping you guys are having a fantastic good morning, evening, whatever the case may be. I decided to do red background. Hope you guys like it, and please subscribe to our channel. If not, just come back and, low-key stalk the channel. I'm okay with that. So have a great night, morning, wherever you are, and I'll be doing Sunday Funday reviews every Sunday or every other Sunday. So have a good one.